Good morning, everyone. Here we go. We have this beautiful candle in the night. I'm ready. Are you? Good morning and welcome to a Monday morning and some calm and beautiful painting. I'm really excited because this is so easy. This was one that I did as a sample. I was working out how to teach you guys how to do it, and it's so much fun. And you won't be probably too surprised to know that we're going to use some masking to keep the white. But we're not going to do any of that masking fluid or crazy wild, have to go buy a bunch of stuff. We're just going to use a piece of tape. So let's get started on this really fun and beautiful card. Now this, I actually am putting it together as a card. This one is going to be going to my patrons over on Patreon. So if you are a member, a paid member over on Patreon, I will be sending this one out to one of you guys in our November card giveaway. And it will come in a nice, shiny, crisp envelope to keep it all good, and an extra envelope for shipping it if you wanted to send it away to someone else. Yeah, I'm a little tired this morning. I went to bed really, really late last night. I mean, really late. Not just saying really late. It was really late. And I woke up really late this morning. So I've just pulled off a piece of tape, and I want to figure out how tall I want my candle to be. And down here at the bottom, we've got all that greenery, and I'm going to keep it a little bit lighter than I did. See, I learned some things as I was going along. I want to keep more light and dark going on down here, and I want to keep a little bit more light, like a brighter green, so that it feels like the candle is glowing down below also. Little things that you learn when you do things more than one time. All right. Yay, thank you guys so much for coming on in. So this piece of tape here, I'm putting it over to the right-hand side of my card, and I'm putting it so that the candle flame is above the halfway mark. So if you look, it's above the halfway. So let's see. Yeah, it's going to be about that tall. And then I want to tear this kind of on a ragged angle. See? Tore that on a ragged angle. So it looks like the candle flame has been, heating up the wax and melting it down. Ah, guys. So happy that you're here. All right. I see a lot of things going on in the chat that are very, heart-wrenching and also uplifting. So we've got everything going on. If you're interested in a really cool group of people, come hang out here at the live show. But if you're not able to, the replay is always available for you. Now, I think that's a little bit tall. So, but I like how the top is. So I'm going to tear it off at the bottom. And it can be a little bit rough on the bottom also. Because if you want your candle to look like it's in the greenery, I like that. And to get that little bump of like wax going down the edge, I'm going to take another piece of tape, and I'm just tearing it into kind of a random bumpy bit. Come on. There we go. I don't want any hard straight edges on it. I'm going to just have it kind of overlap. Make sure and work that down really well, because it will, you see how that's now feeling more like wax going over the edge? There we go. burnish everything down if you want it to be a crisp edge. And we are going to get started painting this super easy light up the night candle. Now I'm going to get my paper really wet. So I just grabbed this 3/4 inch. Let's see here if I can get the water to... come on, shine. My lighting is not really good with white paper and wet water. Wet water. Wow. So, getting that nice and wet. Let it soak in for a second. Oh, you love how simple and cute I can make things. Yeah, I like making things easy. So what we're going to be doing when I'm letting this sit for just a second to get this nice and easy candle going in and nighttime scene. We want to be able to have a nice bright glow in the background, right? So we want to get our yellow and then some magenta worked around it, and then darker blue outside the edge and the green down here at the bottom. So I am going to get this going. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, I am going to try and be careful and not bang the glass so much. I've had a couple comments that my new microphone can be a little bit loud. I'm going to clean the green out of my... There. Clean the green out of my palette, out of my yellow. But I want to get it nice and wet. There we go. And right here in the area where my candle glow is going to be, I'm just going to drop a nice big blob of yellow. And then I'm going to come over here and grab some magenta color. At this moment, I couldn't tell you what the colors are that Arteza says. This is the Arteza Look at that. We're just going to put that on there. Nice and easy. Doesn't have to be hard. This is a beginner painting, guys. It is so easy for beginners to do. All right. Now, I'm putting a lot of color on here. So far, we've used yellow and magenta, and now we're going to use this the darkest blue that's in my palette. It's kind of a phthalo blue, I think. I'm not sure. Oh, be careful of... I don't know that you can see that. Let's go to the side camera. Ooh, there we go. So there's water drops that get on your brush. There, you can see it right around here. And if you're not careful, those drips will drip on your painting when you don't want them. So I've got some dark blue. I'm going to go out to my outside edge. And I'm just putting that dark blue in. And I'm kind of working it in a little bit and making it into a purple. So there we go. Light works out radially going around. So, and you can tell that I had tipped my card. My magenta started bleeding into my candlelight yellow. It's okay. You know, Diane, was it Diane? Yeah, Diane, that is a really good idea. I don't have a plastic container to do that with right at the moment, but I will soon because I have some yogurt that's just about ready to be all used up. All right. This is kind of a nighttime, so we're just working it around. I am going to take my paper towel. I'm going to go in here and blot my light. Just like that. And now let's go and come back to top down. There we are. So see, I'm just sort of blotting my light out just a little bit. And maybe I even want to do a bit of that coming out like this. I like that because I can layer up my colors this way. And I know right now it looks a little messy, and that's okay. It is going to be so cute when we're done. I'm going to blot off some of that water and come back in. And I'm just tapping this color in. I just want to deepen it up around the top up here a little bit. See, this is not a technical painting. This is a fun and expressive painting, a spontaneous painting. A little bit darker up here. But see how we're getting all of these beautiful colors, and we haven't done anything except blue and magenta and yellow. 3 colors. We're getting that lovely nighttime sky. Yeah, I'm not seeing any freezing on my side, but you know, it could happen. Keep me posted, guys, if there's any freezing and stuff like that. All right. I want to come down here and get some green going for the greenery. So I think what I'll do is I'll just grab some of the yellow first. And this is the brightest yellow that's in my palette. I'm going to put some of that down here. My brush wasn't completely clean. There's going to be greenery down here. But I want to make sure to work some of that purple back. See, oh, this is the 100% cotton Arteza card. So if you have some cotton paper works really well for lifting your colors or moving your colors around a little bit. You see how my colors are a little bit murky, and that's great because what we want to do, is start working in some of the blue to give us some darker tone. I just took the blue straight onto that yellow. We're going to doodle down here at the bottom. We're going to put in our little branches. And we are going to splatter some stars on, just because I want some stars. And I know you wouldn't see the stars down here in the candle flame so much, so I tried to be really careful when I did it the first time. I need some blue down here at the bottom too. Just saw that. Work a little bit of blue. Spontaneous. I like that. All right. Thank you, Amy. So it was just your internet being a little creep. There. And I'm just softening this edge here. I just wiped off the paint. I'm kind of softening the edge back. There we go. Gives us that pretty glow. A little bit more blue up there in that corner. A little bit of a damp brush just to soften it up. I think we're going to, well, I want to soften up. I don't want there to be these like heavy bumps of purple right there. I think I want it to be a little bit softer. You can do that. See, you can go in, adjust as you need. I'm going to pick up a little bit of this sepia type tone to just give me a little bit of some dark, kind of like branches in here. Place for those pine needles to be. And with it also, you need the dark color so that you can feel like there's some light in here. And I do want to work something right across the bottom. And the reason why is I want it to look like the candle is sitting down inside. There we go. Now we've got some light, we've got some dark. I just picked up a little more blue. You can always add more dark, but once you've got it dark, it's really hard to lighten it up. You've got snow already? Wow. Huh. I'm going to dry this. I'm sorry if this is too loud for my microphone. If you guys want to hear me talk while this is going on, I can leave the sound up. If you don't mind it going completely just to some music, I can do that too. Actually, maybe I'll do that. Well, the music didn't go on. For some reason, my little background audio is being ornery. Let's see if I can turn it on now. Is it going to play? Nope. Oh well. There isn't any background sound when I go to mute. So now we've got this lovely background. I want it a little bit darker in the corners. That's why there. That's why we dry, so we can see how light things are going to be. You also want it to start getting the opportunity for the layers to really show. See? There we go. Touch of the magenta, because it just makes this beautiful bridging color. That lovely purple. So my husband gets these notifications on his phone because we were up on the Olympic Peninsula, which is right across from Canada, a couple weeks ago. And so now he's getting weather alerts on his phone for Vancouver, British Columbia. We're Vancouver, Washington. And he got an alert last night that said that they are looking at possibly having some snow up there. And that's only 300 miles north of me. There, I just want that to blend. I don't want a harsh line. I want it to blend out. There we go. But I don't mind if the color pools right around the top and along the side here of the tape. So I'm actually going to push the paint right up against the edge so that when we pull the tape off, we'll have a nice outline edge. And I'm going to have to dry it again real quick. And then we're going to put the stars on. Ooh. Hold it a second. Soften up. Soften, soften, soften. There we go. See, just a wet brush. And then maybe I'll go like that and just dab out a little bit of that. Feel like it needs to be, see, I'm looking at this going, I think it feels like it needs to have a little more dark. Oops, that's just water. A little more dark right down in here. Your painting, you can put your colors on the way you want them. And I decided I wanted that. I do like snow. I do. We don't get it as much as some places, but we do get snow here. Our snow doesn't usually come until in January. Very rare for us to have snow in October or November. What about the light, the candle? Yeah, I'm going to be putting the candle light on, the flame, but I want to get the background done and put my stars in, and then I'm going to put the candle flickering flame on. So easy. This really is a beginner painting, guys. It is, we're doing it with 3 colors. So it does have some color mixing, but if you look, the mixing is all happening on the paper so far. I will mix a little bit of my orange, but that's just the magenta and that same yellow, because I know that these colors play well together. Now, I just don't want to pop my tape up yet. We will use the heat tool to break the adhesive on the paper, but for now, that is all we need. Now, I just took a tiny bit of gouache. You could do this by taking a white pen and just tapping a white gel pen on the paper. You can also do it with acrylic. Get a soft body craft acrylic and your toothbrush or a stiff brush. I kind of like, this is a Simply Simmons flat wash, and it's a little bit stiffer. And I'm just getting my paint wet so that I can flick it around. And I'm working on top of a piece of that plastic, Coroplast. So, nope, needs to be a little bit wetter. But not too wet. Ah! Let's see. Oh, there we go. This could be snow. This could be stars. If we want this to be snow, we'll put some down here too. I think maybe it'll be snow. With that warm candle glow. There we go. Flicky flick. And then I've got paint on my hand. I'm just sticking my finger in my water to kind of get that off. And a paper napkin. And rinse the gouache out of my brush. Sorry about that. Now we need to dry it again. All right. So if you guys are new here, if anybody is new here, please make sure and click that subscribe button and the notification bell. I'm doing 12 days or 12 designs for the holidays. And yesterday I released, I don't think I have it sitting right here. I released a really pretty aurora with a tree line. I did it in my little sketchbook. I have also, tomorrow I have a rainbow night sky with a couple really pretty pine trees going across. That's another design. And then this design. So tomorrow will be design number 3. The candle was actually design 1. And the aurora, the night sky, was design 2. So that was last night's design right there. Oh, if you guys want, I'm going to give this one that we're working on away. Ha ha ha. See, you had to be here for a little while, didn't ya? You guys have a chance to win this. The word of the day is going to be mask. Whoops, get back there, you. And the link is going up right now. Oops. So here comes the link. Copy. Paste. There we go. All right. Ha-ha. Yes. Yes, mask is the word of the day because we are masking our candle with masking tape. It's not the face mask, it's the candle mask. All right, and so I used just a tiny bit of that gouache, and I'm going to just wipe it off with a piece of paper. So there we go. Now we're going to paint in our candle flame. And if you look at this, this is our bright color. We don't have to do anything else to it. I'm taking a touch of the magenta, and let's just take a little bit of water and wash off that spot. Just a little bit. There we go. Ah! Fling my palette at me. There, we're going to take a bit of magenta and get that blue off my yellow. See, if you get colors where they're not supposed to be, you can just take a wet brush and clean it off. Take some yellow, actually quite a bit of yellow, and just look at that. I made an orange. I want a little bit more of the magenta in it, and then I'm going to put a little bit more yellow in it. There we go. There it is. And now I'm loading up my brush, but I'm going to put my brush, I'm putting the belly of the brush, that's the fat part of the bristles, against the paper, right down here, almost at the heel. So the belly and the heel is where it joins against the ferrule there. So I'm pushing it against the paper to suck out some of that water. And now I'm just going to roll it so that the tip is nice and pointy. Oh, and I probably should put a little line for the, well, nah, I'll do that with the pen. Yeah, you can use a paper to wipe this off. I could have just come in here and just used this orange that I'd already made, but I wanted to show you how to make it. Wipe paper would be like kitchen towel or paper napkins, serviettes, all kinds of names. So I'm going to make this, right now my color is not super thick. I want a big plump flame going here. And I'm just sort of making it this pretty bulb of color. Look at that. Needs a little bit more pigment in there, I think. Start getting it a little bit. Aha, there we go. A little bit of color down here, right along the top edge of my candle. See how that goes in? Boom, baby. So easy. All right. I'm going to just go and soften that just a little bit. I just rinsed out my brush, and now I'm just taking the wet brush and softening that flame. I'm keeping the center here bright. I'm not putting the color over the whole thing. There we go. So then you've got that bright heart to your flame and the color going out. Oh yeah, if you want the chance to win this, you need to just click on the link. Make sure that you put your first name, your last name, and the answer and of the day, which is mask, because we're masking the candle. We're going to be here for a couple more minutes, guys. We're not going. This is not going to end any. It's going to be a few minutes. I'm taking some of the sepia tone and putting just a little candle wick in here. There. And I'm thickening it up just a little bit at the top where the flame is coming off of it. We're going to pull the mask of the candle off. We're going to put a little bit of some shadow or highlight on the candle, and then we will pull off my brain just went dead. And then we will do the doodling for the branches. But now I'm just going to pull this tape off. Look at that. Magic. Magic already, isn't it? It's good morning, good evening, good afternoon. We are a worldwide audience. I love that we're a worldwide audience. I'm taking just a touch of that blue and just dropping it right over here on my palette. Now this is stained. It's not all of the colors that you see here are actually on the palette, and it doesn't bother me. If you are new here, make sure and click that subscribe button and the notification bell, and welcome. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to put just a tiny bit of that sepia tone in with that blue. Boom. Just made it go a much more kind of gray. And I'm going to come along and use but see, it's a blue gray. I'm going to put just a little touch where it would be under the wax along that edge. I'm going to put a little bit of dark down here at the bottom, so when I take my branches across, it looks like it's behind. And I'm just going to put a couple little streaks of dark on here. See how that just, boom, it just makes it go right into being a full candle. Now I want a little bit more shadow right under the edge of that wax. So I just took a little bit more of that sepia and put it into my blue gray color. And now I'm going to just soften this out just a little bit with just a wet brush. I want it to be hard under the edge of the wax, but I don't really want it to be hard on the actual candle. There. And then I'm going to take a paper towel and just lighten it up out here in the middle. And I do see kind of a extra dark spot of orange. I'm just going to lighten it up ever so slightly by just rubbing it with a little bit of water. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you so much. Yeah, if you can share this video with your friends, that would be awesome. This is my first design of my 12 that I'm doing for getting ready for winter, for holidays, and all that. All right, we are going to go ahead and pull the tape off from around the edges. Or no, I'm not. No, I'm not. We're going to have to wait. I'm going to put my pen lines down here at the bottom to put in the pine bough. And pine boughs are super, super simple. Let's see. Let's grab just a chunk of paper. Paper everywhere, but not a piece to draw on. Let's see here. Oh, I think I'm probably going to do some mandala drawings and record them as little speed videos to drop. But these are from the Ferris wheel, the autumn Ferris wheel dramatic sky painting, and these were some of the process ones. Aha! Hey, yeah, go ahead, make sure that you if you want a chance to win this, make sure that you go in and sign up on the form. So what I was doing though is I'm just grabbing this to draw on the back of. Pine boughs, what I'm doing are super easy. We are just going to put a long, skinny, tapered center line and then long, skinny loops that are joining into that center stem. Just long, long, skinny loops. And they can be messy, and they can be haphazard, and they can cross over each other if you want to. This is how you would do a feather also. If you were doing, like a really split apart feather. But see, I will just be doing that. And then we will, we'll have some that might be crossing. And it will be our choice to do this or not. If you want to cross them, you can. See how I'm getting down here? When I'm crossing them, when I run into another little pine needle, I will lift and go around, and then it looks like you have one laying on top of the other one. So pine needles are just the little tiny leaves that are on a branch. So does that help? Because I'm probably going to just do this fairly quickly. I'm putting my line on. I'm going right across my candle. That's why I put some shadow there. And right across off the edge of the paper. Let's zoom in just a bit. Let's zoom in just a bit. There we go. Oh, we don't need the watercolor down here anymore. I can move that out of the way. There we go. So now I'm going to put the other side of that. This is the doodling. This is the super simple, easy doodling. See, rotate your paper, make it easier for your hand. Excuse me, I'm going to cough. Had a tickle in the back of my throat. Sometimes when you're talking, you get a little too much slobber going. I will probably come back and put just a touch of color inside of some of that pine needle branch where it's crossing over the candle and it's a little bit light. It looks transparent now in those spots. This is really meditative, really something that's very calming. You know, even when you're excited, even when it's something good is going on in the world for a change, you have to remember that being calm isn't just when you're anxious. Sometimes you need to be calm when you're excited or happy about things too. Because the excited state, we tend to forget things that are going on around us. And sometimes we forget details. If we can take a moment, breathe, and be calm, we can remember what's going on. That's why it's always good to slow down and just take a breath. See, I'm sort of working this in. This pen is the Eco Pen. It is lovely, dries quickly. It is a ballpoint or a roller ball. They can get cloggy, but you can restart these pens with a little rough handling and rolling it off on a piece of paper. Oh yeah, I'm excited to hear what you think about those pens because I am going to go looking for them. Color pens that look just the same as this. It has the same little sort of jewel tone or jewel point, but it has a plastic body and it's colored pens. So that's going to be interesting. I want to do some color doodling with colored pens. Maybe see if I can find some of my gel type pens and work on a piece of black paper. Do some color doodling that way. I'm going to take this branch and it's going to come up. Right up here. See how I did that? I just curled it, just curved it. I didn't draw straight through my branch. I picked my pen up and put it down on the other side. The word is mask. Oh, don't worry about it, Darcy. Don't worry about it. It will not take you out if you read it. If you read it wrong. I know you're here. See, really the word of the day is just it's kind of to keep it so if somebody happens to find my contest before it's live, that people can't enter early. You have to be at the live to get the word of the day, and I know you're here. I know you're here, Darcy, so don't worry about it. There we go. See, just doodling it in. I like that I kept it lighter in here so we can have some highlights, have some little branches that are sort of just poking up in odd little spots, maybe without any center line going on at all. Whoops. There we go. See? Quick and easy. But doing this, you have the complete control to make this look exactly the way you want it to be. And if you want to take much longer, and if you want to go in and, paint in your pine boughs, I'm leaving this very intuitive, very spontaneous. I'm letting it tell me what I'm going to do here. Like, I like going back and adding a few little, kind of like maybe a branch sticking up out of the, see? Sticking up out of the pile of pine boughs. Maybe this one is going behind the candle, because we've already drawn one going in front of the candle. But I'm not being perfect with this. I'm not being precious. That's part of the charm of putting this little bit of pen work in on top, is that it is spontaneous. It is being dictated more by where the paint is and where the colors are. Having one coming out from behind. Oh, excellent. Mask is the word. Hello there, Chazelle. All right. Yeah, guys, if you are interested in participating in the giveaway, here is the link. The word of the day is mask, and the link will take you to the form. You do need to be over 18. All the rules are right on the form. And if you are under 18, have your parent or guardian fill in their information, and then in the name line, they can put your name along with theirs. So that way we know it's you. So I'm just putting some more in here. Just doodle it in. And with all of the holiday designs coming up, if I have any friends here that are from India that are getting ready to celebrate Diwali in just, I think it's on the 15th of November, over on Tangi, I did a one of the little lanterns. Let's see. I'm going to grab that one. I haven't glued it down to the card yet, but I did this little candle lantern. And I'm going to be releasing this here on the channel also, just as a voiceover or just as a little video. It only took about 20 minutes in real time to do this one. There's no doodling on it, so it's quite fun. And I love the concept of Diwali because it's a celebration of light over darkness, and knowledge over, light over darkness, and knowledge over ignorance, and good over evil. So it's all the positives out there. And I guess there's several different groups of people that celebrate it. They all have their own stories to go with why, or why it's being celebrated. I didn't go into all of that. I like the concept of the light over darkness, especially in this day and age. There we go. I am going to go in here, and now I can go in with my pen and I can darken up some spaces to make them darker, but I really do want some green in that. Yeah, it's a really pretty little oil lamp. I am looking forward to sharing it. Now I'm just putting a little bit of blue right on top of this green, just to make it quicker. And I'm going to go in and just drop some color, just like a coloring book now. Made myself a coloring book. And it's okay because my little pen here is waterproof. It doesn't go all over the place when you get it wet. And I just picked up a small brush also. Need a little bit more green. I'm going to take it. Just go in there to the yellow. And I'm mixing right on that green. There we go. Ooh, yeah. I'm just going to take that. I like that color. And I'm just going to drop it in randomly. I'm leaving some of that color in the background. Just darkening up. Mostly it was to darken up going over the candle. But, you know, sometimes you see something and you go, ooh, what if I put some over here where it's going over the sky a little bit? Oh, I'm sorry. I just worked my way right off. I forgot that I was zoomed in. Let's just zoom out just a smidge. Anyway, so what I'm doing, I'm taking some of that blue and the green, and I'm going right into my yellow, and I can clean my yellow out because I've already shown you how to do that. And then I am just coloring in some of the tips. Just like that. Like a coloring book. But not worried about making it perfect. Remember, this is watercolor, and we can get it wet. We can move things around. We can add. Yeah, see, I like that. I like that better. This was the first one I did, and you see how it's kind of dark and you can't really see into it as much. I'm going to go in and lighten that up just a little bit with some gouache for my patron. This one's being sent to my patrons, the first one I did. This is the one that we're giving away today. Just putting a little bit of color down in here. And because I'm doing it and changing the direction of it a little bit, it's making it feel like these are actually laying on top of other pine branches. Well, let's see if we can do it this way. So I'm grabbing some of this blue, and so I'm going in and I'm just touching with that paint. Now that's a lot of paint. That was getting a little blobby, so I'm gonna wipe it off just a little bit. Pick it up. So now I'm just laying it in. But I'm not being super specific. My color was a little darker. And when you're doing this, if your color is darker than you were expecting, just look for a spot where you need a little bit more dark. Like maybe between some of your branches, down underneath. There we go. Does that help? Let's see, and come this way. It's a little bit hard because I'm going through, looking at a camera that's to the side of me, and so when I move my canvas, I have to remember that I'm going sideways. My camera moved. I changed my camera angle. I had actually moved off the screen, so I wanted to just get this. There we go. Now I'm putting some darker blue green. I'm just going between the dark green, the dark blue, and my yellow, and you see how my yellow is turned into a brighter green? It's just that way for the moment. Now I've got my paint pretty thick. It is going to dry and probably not be as bright. I could take gouache, but I think I like it this way. And I think we're just about... I will give you guys one more minute to enter the contest to win this card. So I'm looking, one more minute. So at 9:30 my time, 9:30 a.m. my time, so 1 minute. I am going to close the contest. There we go. Oh, that is looking so pretty. You know, I think while we're waiting, I'm going to take a little bit of gouache because I do want to brighten it up just a smidge in a few spots. And I'm going to take just a touch of my green into that gouache, that yellow. Whoa, don't put the once you've got color, don't put the brush back in your palette. And yes, watercolor palettes can last for years and years and years. There we go. I'm going to come in here and put just a little bit of highlights. With the white gouache mixed with some yellow and blue, green. There, see? Kind of like the frosting on the tips. A little bit of flocking. But it's not bright white. Yep. You don't have you don't have to be present to win, but you do have to be here to get the word. And the link and the link. Yeah. Just some few little tips of it. All right, I'm closing the oh, wow. We've only got 15 people that have entered. My goodness. Really good chances here, guys. Not accepting any more. All right. I am going in and creating a new spreadsheet from the responses. I'm going to hide those. All right. And now I want to put a few more of these little highlights in here. We're getting closer. Oh, that's pretty. I like that. Those with that little bit of yellow added into those little highlights. It just adds more detail, more layers. Maybe even a little bit more yellow into that, yellow green into. These ones that are closer to the candle flame, I want them to be a little bit brighter. There we go. And this is just a little bit of white gouache mixed with regular watercolor. So if you were ever interested in trying gouache, you can always just grab yourself one tube of white and one of your watercolor palettes that you want to make into a gouache palette, and you can take a little bit of white with your colors. There we go. All right, and now I'm going to the random.org. And I'm going to bring that up. Takes a second, so while it's doing its thing there, coming up. Oh yeah, okay, so see, it is just like a coloring book, and you can start putting in more and more layers, and having more and more fun. All right. We have, I'm going to put 1 through 16 because we had 15 people. And we are going to generate number 8. Number 8 is the winner. And now, number 8, Debbie Gome. Number 8 is Debbie Gome. All right. Congratulations, Debbie. So cool. And now, I'm just going to be careful. I am going to wipe that gouache off the edge here. Now, I could leave that there. It could be used over and over until it was all used up. I put out just a tiny little bit, so I'm not worried about it. We'll zoom out here. Or maybe we'll do it from the side. Ooh, maybe we'll do it from the side camera. Let's see here. So I'm going to pull the tape off. Oh, we needed to break the adhesive. So Debbie, I will be sending you an email to the email that you entered. Please make sure, if you haven't seen it by the end of the day, to check your junk mail or spam filters folder, because I am sending it from my Deliberately Creative email address. I have one for giveaways, and so I'm starting to use my giveaways at deliberately-creative.com. And that's what I will be doing. So now we're going to pull the tape off. Ooh, that's so pretty. Let's see if we get that lovely white line all the way around. So far, so good. And yes, I am going to sign. All right. So I have a blue card, and I've got a piece of white. I'll get this all glued up together. I'm just using the Tombow Mono liquid glue. It's not focusing. Let's go to the top down. So I'm going to use this glue and glue that up. pull my tape out of the way. I end up with these little tape curls everywhere. So I don't, oh, and this is a sparkly card. I don't know that you can really see the sparkles, but it has like a stardust sparkle in it. So I'm going to go ahead and build the card. Come on. There we go. This glue sticks really well, but it's not too wet, so it doesn't buckle the paper. I'm going to set it down. I'm just eyeballing. I'm not somebody who does a really... My phone is in here, apparently. I don't know where my phone is, but I heard it go ding. I do want to make sure that it stays stuck. It is going to come with the envelope in the clear envelope. Yeah, I've had that stardust paper for probably 20 years. And going through my... I'm being really careful and I don't have anything on my hands. But there. How's that? Lovely blank card. Original artwork. And now... I'm just putting my initials down in here. And I will sign the back of the back of it here. Deliberately Creative. There we go. Oh, that is so pretty. Now I'm going to put this under a weight so that it will hold nice and flat. I actually have a book press that when I do cards like this, I like to put them inside of their clear envelope and then layer them up so that they'll be nice and flat. Thank you guys so much for joining me here. I appreciate everybody. If you are interested in fun, easy artwork taught in an accessible way, that's what I try to do. And if you're here during the chat and you've talked to some of the people who are here a lot, they'll tell you the same thing. I try to break things down, make it easy so that you are successful with your artwork. And it makes me happy to see your art. So please share it on your social media and tag me at Deliberately Creative. I have a beautiful Facebook group and page. Just do a search on Facebook. If you want to just share your art and you don't want to join the group, you can share it on the Facebook page under the community posts, and I'll be able to see it there. Just remember, tag me at Deliberately Creative so that I will find it. I am looking forward to posting more. Tomorrow's video is going to be a quick, I think it's only about 10 minutes long, real time, and shows you how to do this pretty design. So that'll be tomorrow. Oh, and also coming up, see, those of you who stay here longer, I have recorded little videos on how to do these guys with watercolor on wood. And I'll show you my tricks to get your colors to be nice and bright or to be soft and subtle. Keep an eye out. That's coming soon. Take care. Remember, go out and do something creative. Take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. And I want to see you back here again really soon. Bye.